you. I just got home. Today, I was actually in Buffalo, so I thought of y'all. Deadheaded, so that means you sit as a customer, Buffalo to JFK, and then I worked a Houston turn, which means I flew all the way to Houston, Texas, all the way back to New York, and then I ran to Terminal 8 to catch the last flight of the night from New York to Austin. All of that in one day. I actually worked with friends on this trip, took some pictures. They were very happy to be in my video. Janae and Andrea, and they are just a dream to work with. I got so much done on my commute, and it was just such an easy commute. I didn't have to wait. They gave me a seat immediately. It was just bliss. The crew was super sweet, like just perfection. Days like that where I'm like, commuting is so easy. I had been wanting to film a video about my time in Austin, my days off, and I have 4 days off. Tomorrow, I'm off the next day, I'm off the next day. So 3 days off total. Specifically, I want to talk about mental health on this video. Tomorrow, I can't believe I did this, and I can't believe I'm sharing this because I wasn't gonna share it in this moment. But tomorrow, I have my very first therapy session in years. My airline gives us, I believe, 10 free therapy sessions, and I have had a lot of stress from flying, and a lot of stress from moving, and a lot of stress from just living this nomadic life for the past 2.5 years. And I love it, I'm grateful for it, but I wanna be able to sustain it and to be able to feel good more and process through. I told y'all, as I'm hitting 25, I feel like my frontal lobe is fully developed, and I've been having just a lot of thoughts. A lot of stuff also that has nothing to do with work. Issues I had therapy before this, issues I had way before becoming a flight attendant. However, travel is just life magnified, and so all the issues get magnified, all the blessings get magnified, but anything you're dealing with internally also gets magnified. I might spoil myself in Uber Eats right now, although I really should not. I have like plant-based chicken in that freezer, and I should really just put that in the oven with some French fries and chill out, but I'm really hungry. I really wanted to order Uber Eats, but clearly I'm deciding to save money and learn the essence of time, because this thing takes forever to preheat, and I am starving. Don't know why I'm so hungry. Like, it's after midnight. I flew 4 flights all day, like literally flew to Texas, to New York, and then back to Texas. Like, I should be good. I should just be tired. But no, your boy is hungry. All morning long. I'm so tired, I just wanted to sleep. I was supposed to have a haircut appointment today, and I have no clue where I am. The drive took twice as long to get here, and I'm thinking, why is it taking so long? But I'm blaming myself. I'm like, you ran late, blah, blah, blah. Uber said it would take 15 minutes to get here. I added like another 10 minutes, and then we were pushing another 5 after that. And I was like, is there just traffic? It's not really trafficy though. Like, he's driving well. He was driving kind of slow, but not. I was so confused. Y'all, I don't know where I am. He drove so far past the barber shop, and she has an appointment today, so she has to go. So she said, look, I will add you to my schedule Friday. Apologized. I was like, I will tip you. I'm so sorry. It's exactly what I mean, y'all, when I talk about you have to have a car. States like this. It's not even a joke. I want to go back home. It cost me $20 to get here for a $60 haircut that, had we not had the conversation and her not been nice, I would get charged a $60 cancellation fee. I build my whole schedule around freaking getting a haircut just to miss it. And it's also because I tried to put a location next to
the barbershop, because the barbershop is basically like, the name of it is not a real place. Like, she's an independent person. And then there's like more salons inside this place. It's like a highway number with a road, and it's really weird, but it's kind of like a mall, and there's other stores there. So I was like, okay, I'll just put one of the stores, because that was way easier, because looking at it on maps, that other place was gonna be even farther, like if you got the two confused, because it's like a highway number. So I'm like, okay, I'll just put the place that I know is there, this little cafe. Bro, it brought me to the cafe here inside of a grocery store that has the same name.
I'm making matcha. I ate a little something. I feel okay. Oh my God, the battery's gonna die, y'all. I can't win today. I don't know, they don't want me to win today. I'm not liking it. I basically always try to make sure that I have a day off. Meaning, if I am coming from work, I am not going to a haircut, I'm not meeting up with a friend, I'm not, nothing. Diddly squat. And I can sleep as long as I want with no alarm. I didn't go to bed until like 3 a.m. and then to wake up at 8 a.m. after 4 flights yesterday to literal drilling, because they were drilling and fixing something. Why would you do that at 8 a.m. on a weekday? Maybe that's the best time to do it. I don't know. Most people don't have this schedule, so I guess maybe that is the best time to do it. I got some Chamberlain coffee. When my mom came recently, she was like, sure, I'll buy you this. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. I like Emma Chamberlain's vibes in her videos. She has like a whole coffee company. She's pretty cool. She's like younger than me, and she's like a coffee company and an incredibly successful YouTube video or YouTube channel. And then I have this therapy appointment today. This guy's gonna be like, oh, you should have scheduled months ago if you were this down bad. And then I got this brand new whisker frother from Amazon. And so I'm happy that I got that, because this way the matcha will be very, very, you know, matcha or whatever. So I'm very excited to use this. You ready? Oh gosh, oh my. So here we go, a nice little matcha. Of course, I'm spilling some. After I cleaned up the mess, mind you. The lavender flavor with oat milk. Oh God, no. It's not, don't worry, it's not just that I require sweetener. This is agave nectar. This is the organic one from Central Market by H-E-B. So Central Market's like H-E-B's fancy friend. Good. It's still, no, it needs maybe more. It's usually really good. What's going on today? Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy. Therapy appointment in about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna log on to the system pretty early because I've never done it before. And I would not like to miss a therapy appointment. Being that I've never had one before, in a long time at least, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of nervous. I'm feeling like, especially because I'm in a really unique place right now where today did not go as planned. I feel like I'm gonna be particularly vulnerable. Particularly, please help me figure my life out. So, buckle up, Buttercup. If you're my therapist, you gotta get ready. There's a lot to tell you. Overall, I'm excited that I'm doing this for myself. And the thing about therapy that is important that you know, I feel like if you're someone who has been anti-therapy in your life, is that therapy is not for you. Therapy is for everybody else that interacts with you, because they are always going to struggle. Like, there are people in my life that even have passed away that I wish I knew in a healed way. I wish I got to meet the healed version of them, but I never got to because they never healed from addiction, or they never healed from trauma, or they never went to therapy, or they never got these things figured out. And so I always know that trauma version of them, or having to walk around eggshells around someone who's maybe narcissistic, or act differently because you know this person's on a substance or something like that. And that, that you only can meet them up to the point that they've met themselves. Constantly on edge, that you have to like, okay, I have to worry about this, or they're like this and they're like that. it's just exhausting. And so really therapy is because you want other people to have better interactions with you as well. You don't want to be traumatizing other people. You can be a human being and still be a flight attendant. With more freedom is more responsibility, and you're put in a position of power on board the aircraft, and you are dealing with more people. And sometimes those people are not healed themselves. You fight me on your bag, I'm like literally in the aisle with you, like, let's heal. Like, because I fully believe it's about healing. I fully believe it's about coming back to the truth of who you are and healing. I learned from my last therapist that I'm pretty black and white. And so that means that like, if I can't have all this unlimited sessions for free, I'm not gonna start it. And so that's what stopped me for a long time, was that I was like, well, that's not how mental health works. Mental health doesn't work that you do 10 sessions and you're cured. Maybe you'll be better off doing the 10 sessions than you would be having not done the 10 sessions. But you'll never know unless you do the 10 sessions. I think that's just risks in general. Most of the time, unless it's really uncalculated, really uneducated risk, you come out better for having taken the risk. I look at me moving across the country sometimes and I'm like, was it all worth it? And I'm like, yeah, because I know so much. I'm so smart now, and I care so much more about our country than I ever have. Because I've met people, same thing with therapy, that even if it's 10 free sessions and not a lifetime of them, maybe that will help you get somewhere better than you were before.
The time I spend with you.
So I have some eggs here, some turkey bacon, and I have some Eggo waffles. There is honey on everything as well. Very excited to be in a better place. I have to talk to y'all about the therapy thing. We're gonna talk about that. I got this brand new microphone. My hands are a little sticky. It's called Blue. I didn't even realize that until I said here. It's called Blue. It is a Yeti microphone. It's like named, like on the box at least, it said like #1 microphone. For like podcasting, gaming, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna use that in videos nowadays just to give me a little bit more of that, I don't know, that YouTuber aesthetic. All those YouTubers that just have a mic in front of them and they're saying something really important, or they think it's really important. Maybe it's not actually. I finished This Is Us, so I haven't really had a show, and I don't usually watch while I eat breakfast. I will say, like, I'll watch, like, if I'm gonna watch something in the morning, it's not the morning, but I'm gonna watch something motivational, Layla Hormozi, where she's like yelling at you about working harder. Not in a bad way. She doesn't do it in a bad way, in my opinion, but just something that inspires you to, reach for the moon and to just keep going. So yeah, that's usually what I'll watch if I watch something in the morning. Usually I'm just trying to eat really fast so I can like get to do YouTube or editing. Or I would very much like to share the progress from yesterday. So yesterday y'all saw how I would put the matcha inside this and tried to blend it. Today I put it in the big cup, and now we are going to blend it, and it's not going to go everywhere. At least I think. Look at that. Look at Malik learning. Okay, that feels good. I feel like now y'all are like, okay, he has some marbles up there. I promise I do. This is so fun. This could be like a pastime. Therapy. Are we really doing this? Are we really talking about my first therapy session in years? I think we're doing this. I was in the Zoom. Honestly, it took like a few minutes for him to join the call. And I think he was already on, so I imagine that he had a different patient that he was talking to. Or client, maybe I should say. I was thinking, like, I was very nervous right before the therapy session. Like, I just remember being like, I don't know how it's gonna go, and I haven't done this in so long, and I don't know how he is or what. Like, this is also on Zoom. And I
am glad that I had those few minutes because that totally kind of broke me down. It was like a surprise. Like, is he going to actually join? Like, why is this taking so long? Like, all these other questions that had absolutely nothing to do with me putting up a facade in order to be a good client or something. Like, because I think I have that trope. Like, I'm like, am I your most interesting client? Like, what does that mean, Malik? Like, you don't need to perform for your therapist. Like, you don't need to be interesting for your therapist. Like, and believe my life is already interesting enough, like, without me trying to make it interesting. He just was like, hi, ask me how my day was. And I launched into the story about the haircut. And I'm thinking like, okay, wait a second. Like, we're supposed to do introductions. Like, my name is Malik. Your name is whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I just was expecting the whole introduction kind of thing in that kind of moment. And it just didn't happen. It was more like literally at the very end, I was like, oh, and I never got your name. And I know his name from the thing, but I just want to make sure I'm saying it right. You know, all that. And what I actually liked about the session is we talked about my family and we talked about my upbringing, right? Because that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to understand the past so you can shape the future, right, with the person. I think that's there. Or are there any mental health issues in your family or a mental illness in your family that you know of or anything? And it's like, wow, like those questions kind of helped me think about things that maybe I perceived as okay because it wasn't under a diagnosis, right? But when you think about it, a lot of people don't get treated for mental health, right? There has been this stigma on mental health for so many years. And I know the words have changed and everything, but there's just been this, maybe not a stigma on mental illness or mental health, but just at least a stigma on actually getting treated for it, right? On actually saying, you know, no, wait. I have a problem. I need help. This is not okay. My generation, I think, is much more open. But again, there's still the stigma on, like, for example, like with OCD, for example, which I struggled with immensely for years. So I feel like I can talk about it, right? I was literally diagnosed with it. So look, let's say I wanted to clean something, right? You're okay with me saying I struggle with OCD, right? That's not stigmatized anymore. But me actually cleaning something 50 times, that's got you like, okay, I don't want to see that. Do you know what I mean? And maybe it's not with that. Maybe there's worse situations out there. And that's the other thing, the stupid judging trauma. Oh, you had an abusive parent. Oh, well, I had 2 abusive parents. Oh, you had 2 abusive parents. Oh, my whole family, you know, was in this, you know, crazy car wreck. And now I've like, stop the trauma competition or something is like crazy. It was just a moment where I was able to really think about these things, how I got to be where I am. By the end of the session, I was kind of like ready for it to be over. I left the session so proud of myself, so immensely proud of myself, because I put myself first and I said, like, I want to be better. I want to be the person that I look up to. I want to be the man that I look up to. Whatever I can get out of these free sessions is something that is going to help me and going to maybe make my life better and make the people around me, their lives better as well, whether that be, you know, just simply going to a coffee shop and ordering, or just, you know, the environment on board the aircraft, or like just being able to be better and be happier and all those things, and understand my triggers and what affects me. Live a life that you actually love. Being a flight attendant can be so hard. Like, when I tell you the strength that you need being all over the world, basically, coupled with dealing with all types of clientele, like, I think in this job, especially when you're young, it tends to be a lot. There's never really talking to anybody about some of the things that you have been through as crew. It's helpful to actually be able to discuss that with someone. I learned long ago, no one is coming to like save you. Like, there is no, you know, person that's going to fix your life. You have to be that person to step into your power and to call in the things that you know you want and be brave enough to go after them. Turning 25, you just realize that you you have to make these things happen for yourself, because then you'll be 30 and then you'll be 35 and then you'll be 40. When I was in LA, I kid you not, I heard someone literally the table next to me, and this guy is talking about, you know, relationship issues, talking about job issues, talking about, I mean, it just felt like he was spilling, like, kind of not trauma dumping, but you know when your friend is just going overboard and sharing issues. And it didn't seem like they even were friends. It seemed like they just knew each other and were like catching up or something. And he was like, oh, I think I want to be a flight attendant. And so then I really started listening. He was at least 35, 40. You don't want to be unhappy at 40. I don't think. You know, you don't want to be like the idea of that, 15 years later being in the same spot, right? Or being in the same circumstance or having the same questions, right? Because you never asked for help, or because you never, like, I don't want that. Our flight attendants who have lost their lives, you know, I imagine that the stress of this job or the stress of personal issues combined with this job got to be too much, right? There are these stories of flight attendants who have died by suicide. I just want to encourage all my fellow, you know, colleagues out there, and not just my colleagues, but also not just colleagues of my airline, I'm talking about industry wide, but also anyone watching this video. If there is something coming up for you that you feel you need to talk about, and this is not sponsored by BetterHelp. I don't go to BetterHelp. That's like every YouTuber's thing. But maybe there's one of those codes, you know, a ton of YouTubers are sponsored by BetterHelp, and maybe, you know, you could go and use their code and get some discount, or maybe, you know, look into ask your boss, ask your supervisor, is there any free therapy that you guys offer, health benefit that I can use to talk with someone. I would hate for any of you to be watching this video or to be a subscriber or viewer of my content and to be really struggling and not know where to turn. And I could have opened up about this. Maybe could have just told you that it's okay. So yeah, I feel like, you know, this is one of the things that being a flight attendant, people expect you, at least the way I understand it, especially from the way the past was, flight attendants were supposed to be perfect. And I think nowadays people still expect that, especially if you post on social media in this job. I think there is this expectation that you have to be the perfect flight attendant. And I don't think that's true. I think you need to be you need to be real, and you need to be authentic, and you need to be human, most of all. I think that if you are trying to be perfect, it is only going to be harder, because that is literally unattainable. Like, your life is only going to be more compounded and difficult by you trying to look as though you have it all together when you don't. Yeah, I was really grateful to have that session. It made my whole night, like, I was so happy. I like gratitude journaled after, and it just made me think of things that I hadn't thought of, and it made me understand how I got to where I am. And that was just one session. And he really didn't say much, but he just listened and understood and, you know, used his knowledge in, I don't know if it's psychology, I don't know what, counseling, whatever they study, therapist, to kind of bounce off and to guide me. And I think that that's sometimes what we need, is someone who's going to guide you back to you, right? That's why I love Alianka so much. She's this life coach and mindfulness teacher, and her whole thing is like, can I just guide you back to you? Like, rather than you be like, oh, it's me. No, I'm just trying to get you back to you. I'm trying to get you back to who you really are. I'm trying to give you the love and the joy and the support that you always needed, to get back to what's always been there. Because I swear, I believe your birthright is to be happy. Your birthright is to travel. Your birthright, I've said this before, but these things are your birthrights. They're not like, later you get to be happy. I get to be happy when I have X. No, because it's literally your birthright to be happy. It is your birthright to experience joy and love and everything good under the sun, and feeling the ocean touch your feet. Like, that is your birthright. Life is your birthright simply because you were born. I am rooting for you. I really, really hope that you are able to be the person that you always wanted to be, and to have the life that you always wanted to have. And sometimes that means asking for help, and that is okay. Someone once said to me,
that this job was like being in the service. And I thought, this is when I first started. I had never heard anything like that. Maybe, but like, also, is that like an insult to our veterans, right? Like, I'm not in combat every day. And the thing about it is that this job now I feel is like being in the service. And it's not because you are, risking your life or something, which you kinda are, in terms of if there were an emergency, by signing up for this job, you were saying, I'm gonna help people get out. The plane could be on fire and you are there helping people get out. Every day on my jump seat, I am going over on takeoff and landing evacuation command, right? So your brain goes there, and that's a bad place to go, even if it's just light. Think about what people in the military go through, in the Navy. They're away from home. And that is exactly what we go through. You're kind of giving your life to this job in a way. That's why it's like flight attendant life, if you've noticed, people, because it's a lifestyle. And I don't think it's a disrespect at all. I think it's a recognition of the other parts of being in the service that make it hard, right? Being away from home, being in environments you've never been to before, being in countries you've never been to before, working with a team of people you may not ever have met before. The nuances of that reality, of that lifestyle, are part of what is so challenging, not just what you see out there, or what you may have been through out there, but all those nuances that make it, that compound it. And I think that some of these nuances can be found in flight attendant life.
I made it to my barber. It's a new day. It's my last day off, so hopefully we just chill. I'll show you a little bit of this area of Austin. We're kind of close to North Austin, actually, kind of like Highland, Mueller, if you know this area, which I don't really come up here, so except for this, clearly, to miss haircuts. But I'm 15 minutes early. Kind of was like almost 20 minutes early, so I'm really proud of myself. Hopefully it's a really good haircut, and I will show you the before, where this is the before, and now after. Oh my god. I'm looking in the viewfinder because this girl actually knows how to cut black hair. It's insane. Courtney is so cool. I will put her link if you're in Austin right below, because this is definitely, especially if you're a black guy, you just moved here, you don't know where to get a haircut. I feel like she does all types of hair, but she's insanely talented, and she's going to nursing school. Help her out, book her up. I am so insanely happy with this cut. Like, I feel like I get to be cute on the plane again. I am so excited to go to work now. I just needed I swear the barber I had in Austin before just wasn't as talented. I hate to say it. I feel like cutting hair is a real skill. I've tried barbers across America, literally. I feel like the best haircuts look bad midway, because that's what I would tell my barber in Utah. I'd be like, really interesting how you got there. And I took a glimpse and I almost felt like bad, because I was gonna be like, this haircut is gonna be awful. And because I'm watching how she's getting there, and I'm just like, I don't think she's getting there. I don't think she's gonna make it in the end. And in the end, she was like fully able to explain what she did. Gosh, I'm sexy right now. I'm hot.
Feels like I shot at a groundhog. Oh my
91 degrees, literally crushing ice in my mouth in order to survive. I don't have a cap today. Walking to get tacos, and then I'm gonna take the bus back to home. That food was so good, and I'm so grateful that the worker did not know how to speak English, because it forced me to speak Spanish, because I know how to say I want a taco in Spanish. I've studied enough at this point. Like last night, I didn't film this, but I was like studying Spanish. And yo quiero beefsteak taco should not be that hard. If you don't know the difference between corn and flour at this point, la maíz y la harina, if you don't know the difference, la diferencia between the two at this point, and you live in Austin, where that's literally what they ask you every single time, it's like you're just not listening. So I'm grateful that I had a chance to do it, because sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't think I should. Texas. I'm like, oh, I don't think I should, because everyone's going to be listening to me and everybody here speaks Spanish but me. And it's like, no, this is the only way you're going to learn, is if you actually do it.
Tomorrow I am commuting. My days off are complete. Y'all have seen it all. I really did not get to show y'all something that I love doing on my days off, which is volunteering at Austin Pets Alive. I'll try to show that in the next video. Tomorrow I am commuting to New York to work 3 flights. I am doing New York to Nantucket, Nantucket back to New York, and then I lay over in Portland, Maine for the first time. For my commute, I am expecting to take a flight that's at 5:30 in the morning. Backup plan is to take a flight to Newark and then do the crazy commute from Newark to JFK. So thank you for being here. Watch my videos. It means a lot to me. I will see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.
You made my video? Oh yeah, we win. Haha. Banana boo boo.